Welcome to NVL Travel Documentary. In the heart of South Asia, there's a city where the aroma of sizzling street food mixes with the stench of uncollected garbage, where ancient palaces stand just a few blocks away from neighborhoods choking in smog. This is Lahore in 2025, a place of dazzling culture and unbearable chaos. On one side, luxury malls and gated communities rise like dreams. On the other, millions fight daily for clean air, safe water, and space to breathe. So here's the question: can a city with so much soul survive when it's suffocating under its own weight? Or is Lahore's heartbeat growing louder, even as the air grows thick? Number 1. Lahore, where history breathes and the present dances. Let's take a journey to Lahore, the beating heart of Punjab, Pakistan. This vibrant city isn't just the largest in the province. It's a living museum, lying just a stone's throw from the Indian border. Lahore is where the past and present shake hands. It's the cultural, political, and historical soul of Pakistan, a city where every brick tells a story. Over the centuries, Lahore has worn many crowns. It was once the dazzling capital of the mighty Mughal Empire, and later a prized jewel in the British colonial crown. These layers of history have turned the city into a kaleidoscope of civilizations, traditions, and architectural marvels. According to the Pakistan Bureau of Statistics, as of early 2025, Lahore is home to over 15 million people, each adding their own rhythm to the city's rich cultural drumbeat. As the poet Amrita Pritam once said, Lahore is not just a city, it's a feeling, a fragrance, a memory wrapped in time. No visit to Lahore is complete without stepping into its treasure chest of landmarks. Take the Lahore Fort and the enchanting Shalimar Gardens, both UNESCO World Heritage Sites. They don't just whisper tales of royalty and grandeur, they sing them. Walk a little further and you'll stand before the majestic Badshahi Mosque, one of the largest mosques in the world, glowing like a ruby in the city's crown. Then there's the walled city, an ancient maze of narrow alleys and bustling bazaars that feels like stepping into a time machine. And yet, beyond the monuments, it's the heartbeat of the people that gives Lahore its soul. From the melodic echo of a qawwali performance at Data Darbar to the shout of a chaiwala pouring tea at dawn, Lahore doesn't just preserve its past, it performs it daily. What makes Lahore truly magical, though, isn't just its monuments or history books. It's the pulse of its people, the aroma of street food, the echo of call to prayer blending with the hum of daily life. It's a city where past and present don't just coexist, they dance. Number 2. A city growing too fast for its own good. As of the year 2024, the city's population has surged past 14 million people. That's a jaw-dropping growth of more than 20% in just 5 short years. It's like the city hit the fast-forward button and hasn't looked back since. This rapid rise isn't just in numbers. The skyline of Lahore is transforming before our eyes. Skyscrapers are stretching into the clouds. The Orange Line metro snakes through the city like a modern artery, and mega malls like Emporium Mall now tower where old bazaars once stood. It's the new face of Lahore, bold, buzzing, and booming. In newly developed enclaves like Bakhria Town and Lake City, rows of manicured lawns and luxury villas stand in contrast to the tangled wires and dusty alleys of older neighborhoods. It's a tale of two cities being written at once. But here's the flip side of the coin. While the city races ahead, its infrastructure is struggling to keep up. Roads groan under the weight of traffic, public services are stretched thin, and many neighborhoods are still waiting for the basics: clean water, waste management, and reliable electricity. Lahore adds over 300,000 new residents annually, yet urban planning efforts often trail behind, overwhelmed by the speed of change. According to a 2024 report by the Urban Unit, Only 35% of new urban expansions in Lahore meet proper zoning or sustainability guidelines, raising alarms for long-term livability. It's a tale of two Lahores, one of shining progress and another that's still catching its breath. In upscale corridors, cranes rise like steel giants. In informal settlements, families squeeze into makeshift homes built with little more than tin sheets and hope. Yet despite the growing pains, there's an energy in Lahore that refuses to fade. The city may be sprinting, but its heartbeat remains strong, driven by the dreams of millions who call it home. And maybe that's the most remarkable thing, not just how fast Lahore is growing, but how fiercely it refuses to leave its people behind, even as the skyline rises ever higher. Number 3. Lahore's dirty secret: pollution that's killing the city. Now here's the bitter truth. Pollution in Lahore isn't just an eyesore, it's a silent killer. The air? It's thick enough to chew on. With the air quality index regularly soaring beyond the 300 mark, officially labeled hazardous, the city often ranks among the most polluted in the world. On some winter mornings, it's not fog, it's smog. A choking gray curtain that hides the sun, blurs the skyline, and creeps into every breath. The cost? It's being paid in lives. As of early 2025, over 100,000 people in Pakistan lose their lives prematurely every single year because of air pollution, and a staggering portion of those cases come straight out of Lahore. Breathing in Lahore's air today is like smoking a pack of cigarettes a day without even lighting one. Tiny but deadly particles, known as PM 2.5, creep into people's lungs, causing everything from asthma to heart attacks. Hospitals are seeing a sharp rise in patients suffering from chronic respiratory diseases and cardiovascular problems, and many of them are children and the elderly. In 2024, Lahore's Children's Hospital reported a 28% increase in asthma admissions compared to 5 years prior. We see infants with lungs that resemble those of elderly smokers, one pediatrician said. And that's just the air. Noise pollution is another monster hiding in plain sight. From endless car horns to round-the-clock construction, the soundscape of Lahore is now dangerously loud. In some zones, noise levels hit more than 120 decibels. That's louder than a rock concert, and way beyond what the human ear should. Then there's the trash, and it's everywhere. Streets are lined with uncollected garbage, canals are choked with plastic waste, and stagnant water pools in neighborhoods like unwelcome guests. These dirty waters are breeding mosquitoes faster than ever, fueling outbreaks of dengue fever, cholera, and typhoid. In 2022 alone, dengue cases in Punjab crossed 70,000, with Lahore bearing the brunt, becoming ground zero for one of the province's worst public health scares in recent memory. So yeah, the consequences aren't just numbers on a report. They're written on the faces of exhausted parents in overcrowded hospitals, in the quiet sobs of families who've lost loved ones too soon, and in the frustration of a city gasping for breath. But where there's awareness, there's hope. And if any city has the heart to fight back, it's Lahore. New green startups, student-led environmental campaigns, and eco-activists are beginning to rise. Small embers in the smog, but glowing with promise. The battle is tough, but the story isn't over. Number 4. Two realities, one city, inequality in every breath. In upscale neighborhoods like Gulberg or DHA, you'll find luxury villas, private security, smooth roads, and sparkling shopping plazas. Life there feels curated, controlled, and comfortable, like a gated dream. But take a short drive to the outskirts or older quarters, and it's a different reality. Streets overflowing with garbage, families crammed into makeshift homes, and taps that often run dry. According to the latest data from the Pakistan Bureau of Statistics in early 2025, nearly 40% of Lahore's population lives in poor sanitation conditions. That's millions of people without access to clean water, reliable toilets, or basic hygiene. And the health effects are piling up. In areas like Shadara, Rabi Town, and Kot Lakpat, Families line up at dawn near community hand pumps for just a few buckets of water that may not even be safe to drink. In just the last 5 years, respiratory illnesses have shot up by more than 25% across the city. And here's the kicker. Kids growing up in low-income areas are twice as likely to develop asthma compared to those in wealthier neighborhoods. Twice. That's not just a statistical struggle to breathe. The inequality isn't just in homes and hospitals. It's written into the very landscape. Green spaces, once a defining feature of Lahore's identity, are disappearing fast. A decade ago, parks and gardens made up around 8% of the city's land. Now, it's shrunk to barely 3%. In working-class areas, playgrounds have turned into parking lots. Instead of trees, children grow up under tangles of electric wires and layers of dust. This loss of greenery doesn't just rob people of beauty and shade. It has a silent but severe impact on mental health, stress levels, and community connection. The World Health Organization estimates that urban greenery can reduce depression by up to 30%, yet it's slipping through Lahore's fingers. And the divide is not just economic. It's environmental, emotional, and generational. While some neighborhoods climb higher behind their gates and guards, others are left behind in the dust, quite literally. As one local social worker put it, in Lahore, your zip code can decide how long you live and how well you breathe. Unless we bridge that gap, not just with policy, but with empathy, we're building a city that looks rich on the surface, but is breaking underneath. If you live in a neighborhood with trees, clean water, reliable electricity, and basic health care, comment 1. If you have lived or are living in a neighborhood lacking these things, comment 0. Because change starts with speaking up. Number 5. Gridlock and grit. Lahore's broken transport lifeline. Lahore's traffic situation has become increasingly chaotic, with motorcycles, cars, and buses jostling for every inch of road space. Over the past decade, the average commute time has surged by approximately 50%, turning short trips into daily endurance tests for millions of residents. At 8 a.m., Feroz Zephyr Road looks more like a parking lot than a highway. Drivers grip steering wheels in frustration, while motorcycles weave through the chaos like insects dodging raindrops. The city honks, fumes, and crawls forward inch by inch. Public transportation remains inadequate, often overcrowded and plagued by delays, disproportionately affecting low-income residents who rely heavily on these services. Rickety buses with broken windows and hanging doors are still a common sight, and commuters often wait 30 to 45 minutes for a ride that should arrive every 10. In 2024, Lahore reported over 15,000 traffic accidents, averaging more than 40 incidents per day. This alarming statistic underscores the urgent need for improved traffic management and enforcement of regulations. The lax enforcement of traffic laws, like helmet rules, lane discipline, or even functioning traffic signals, has further contributed to the city's transportation woes. For every flashy highway project, there are dozens of intersections without functioning traffic lights. In some areas, drivers rely on hand gestures and hope. Efforts to address these challenges include the introduction of the Orange Line metro train, designed to accommodate 30,000 passengers per hour. However, the system initially carried only 5,000 passengers per day, largely due to poor integration with other modes of transport, lack of public awareness, and limited route coverage. "It's sleek, it's clean, and it's empty," said a daily commuter. "We need more lines, not just one." Additionally, only 31% of Lahore's urban population has convenient access to public transport, a glaring gap in a city growing this rapidly. Meanwhile, cycling and walking, though ideal in theory, remain unsafe and poorly supported by infrastructure. But there's room for hope and for bold change. To alleviate congestion and enhance mobility, Lahore must invest in expanding and modernizing its public transportation infrastructure, enforce traffic regulations more stringently, and promote alternative modes of transport such as cycling, walking, and ride-sharing systems. Cities like Bogota and Istanbul offer models: integrated bus rapid transit, BRT, pedestrian first street designs, and widespread use of electric minibuses. Implementing smart traffic management systems, redesigning urban streets for people instead of just cars, and encouraging the adoption of electric vehicles could also contribute to a more sustainable and efficient transport environment. Because in the end, better transport isn't just about getting from A to B, it's about dignity, opportunity, and breathing room in the everyday life of a city. Number 6. Chaos, color, and connection. The people of Lahore. In the middle of all the noise, dust, and daily challenges, Lahoreans' greatest strength shines through: its people. Because no matter how tough things get, Lahoris don't just survive, they thrive. There's a kind of everyday resilience here that doesn't make headlines, but it holds the city together like glue. Hum Lahore wale ki wa, mushkil se darte nahi. We are from Lahore, we don't fear hardship. This isn't just a phrase, it's a philosophy stitched into the city's soul. Take a walk through the city at sunrise, and you'll see it for yourself. Small vendors, many with barely enough to get by, open their stalls with quiet determination. The scent of parathas fills the air, mingling with the sound of sweeping brooms and the first azan of the day. One shopkeeper near Anarkali Bazaar shared, "I open my cart every morning because if I stop, I lose more than money. I lose hope." Despite everything, life here bursts with color and energy. On street corners, the aroma of hot chai fills the air as friends gather at roadside tea stalls, sharing stories and laughter. In narrow alleyways, kids run barefoot, chasing each other through sunbeams and puddles, proving that joy doesn't need luxury, only freedom. Even the tuk-tuk drivers, who navigate chaos daily, manage to smile and swap jokes with passengers. "Traffic is mad," one said, "but a good laugh gets us through." And when night falls, the city doesn't go quiet, it sings. From old shrines to local courtyards, the haunting, soulful rhythms of Qawwali, traditional Sufi music, still echo through the city. These gatherings aren't just entertainment, they're acts of spiritual resistance, a reminder that culture is not just about art, it's about identity, belonging, and the power of togetherness. At Data Darbar, a teenage boy closes his eyes and sways gently to the beat of the tabla. Around him, strangers hum in harmony, bound by faith, music, and something deeper than words. Even under pressure, even when infrastructure cracks and systems fail, Lahoris builds something stronger: connection. In times of crisis, they show up for each other. They share food, shelter, and hope. In floods, in power cuts, in protests, people come together before the system does. And maybe that's why, for all its problems, Lahore still has a pulse that refuses to fade. It beats not in buildings or roads, but in chai cups passed between friends, in shared meals between strangers, in laughter that echoes louder than car horns. So yes, the city has its scars, but it also has soul, deep, defiant, and dazzling, and that makes all the difference. Number 7. Flavor on fire. Inside Lahore's addictive street food. If Lahore had a heartbeat, it would sound like the sizzle of spices in a hot pan, because in this city, food isn't just a meal, it's a celebration, a memory, a way of life. Lahore cuisine is bold, fiery, and full of soul, just like the people who make it. Let's start with the iconic Lahori karahi, tender chunks of meat cooked in a cast-iron wok with tomatoes, garlic, green chilies, and a spice blend that hits you like a love song with a kick. It's not just food, it's passion on a plate. Then there's biryani. At But Karahi, a legendary roadside spot, sizzling pans never stop, and neither do the queues. Some say the waiting is part of the flavor. And don't even think about visiting without grabbing a crispy, golden samosa, stuffed with spicy potatoes or minced meat, usually served with tangy chutney that wakes up your taste buds like morning sunlight. But wait, we're just getting started. The streets of Lahore are alive with gappa or pani puri. little round shells filled with chickpeas and tamarind water that explode in your mouth with sour, spicy joy. It's a one-bite wonder that says everything about this city: bold, unexpected, and unforgettable. In Liberty Market or Gawalmundi Food Street, flavors pour into the night air like jazz, wild, layered, and unapologetic. Street food culture here isn't a side note, it's the main act. From pushcarts to roadside stalls, food vendors fill the city's veins with energy and aroma. Eating on the go is more than a habit. It's how Lahore breathes, connects, and shares its story. A cup of chai at a roadside dhaba is more than a drink. It's where friends argue politics, poets find metaphors, and strangers become family. Every dish carries a bit of history, drawing flavors from Persian, Afghan, Central Asian, and Punjabi influences. It's this rich blend that makes Lahori cuisine not just diverse, but downright addictive. And don't forget the sweets. Jalebi coils glistening in syrup, creamy faluda with rose water and vermicelli, and kulfi served on wooden sticks, like childhood frozen in time. So, if you ever want to understand Lahore, don't just read about it, taste it. From fiery gravies to crispy snacks, from smoky grills to sweet endings, every bite tells you who the city is: bold, warm, full of life, and always ready for one more serving. Number 8. Faith, kites, and poetry, festivals that define Lahore. If there's one thing Lahore knows how to do, it's celebrate. This city doesn't just observe traditions, it lives them, breathes them, and wraps them around everyday life like a colorful shawl of culture. The biggest moments of the year come with Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, two spiritual, emotional, and deeply social celebrations. Streets fill with the scent of sweet treats and sizzling grills, while mosques echo with prayers and homes swing open to guests, neighbors, and anyone who knocks. It's not just about religion, it's about connection, about sharing plates, laughter, and kindness. And then, as winter fades, Lahore takes to the skies with Basant, the city's most vibrant welcome to spring. Picture this: the rooftops buzzing with music and cheers, and more than moat tribes soaring above the skyline each year, a dance of colors against a clear blue sky. But like many traditions, Basant walks a fine line between joy and danger. The use of metal-coated string, though banned, still finds its way into celebrations, causing serious injuries and even fatal accidents, turning festivity into heartbreak for some families. Yet, Lahore continues to evolve, and nowhere is that clearer than at the Lahore Literature Festival. Every year, hundreds of authors, poets, and artists from around the world gather right here in the heart of the city. It's not just Pakistan's biggest cultural event, it's a stage where global ideas meet local voices. Book lovers crowd lecture halls, young minds spark with inspiration, and Lahore once again proves it's not only rich in history, but alive with creativity. Whether it's ancient rituals or modern forums, this city finds meaning in moments big and small, from prayer mats to paper kites, from poetry recitals to plates passed around at Eid. Lahore's traditions are stitched into the rhythm of everyday life. And in a world rushing forward, that deep respect for culture might just be the most beautiful thing of all. Number 9. Palaces and progress. Can heritage survive the rush? Lahore is a city where time folds in on itself, where every corner whispers a memory, and every building tells a tale. Walk through the city, and you're not just moving through space, you're moving through centuries. At the heart of it all lies the architectural legacy of the Mughal Empire. Think Badshahi Mosque, with its red sandstone majesty and marble inlays that seem to glow in sunlight. Step into Lahore Fort, and you're walking the same paths as emperors once did. Inside it, the Shish Mahal, or Palace of Mirrors, dazzles with thousands of tiny glass pieces that reflect candlelight like a sky full of stars. And just beyond, the Shalimar Gardens bloom with symmetry and serenity, a perfect blend of nature and artistry. The walled city, the oldest part of Lahore, is a living museum. Each alley, each worn brick underfoot, carries echoes of stories that go back hundreds of years. It's a place where the past isn't frozen, it breathes. But even beauty can be fragile. In recent years, rapid development has begun to cast a shadow over this heritage. Projects like the Orange Line metro train, while promising faster transport, have stirred controversy for being too close to historical landmarks, putting foundations and facades at risk. Meanwhile, mega-complexes like Emporium Mall and high-rise buildings show Lahore's hunger for modernity, but they also raise one big question: can progress and preservation walk side by side? It's a delicate balance. On one hand, Lahore is evolving. It wants to stand tall on the global stage. On the other hand, if we lose these monuments, we lose pieces of ourselves. Because this isn't just architecture, it's identity, carved in stone, mirror, and memory. What makes Lahore truly special is that it holds both the past and the future in its hands, and the real challenge, making sure neither one slips away. Number 10. Lahore, at a crossroads. Will it lose its soul to the skyline? Lahore today stands at a crossroads, not just in geography, but in spirit. It's a city pulled between two forces, the weight of its past and the speed of its future. The big question now is, how do you protect a soul while building a skyline? The answer isn't simple, but it's necessary. Lahore doesn't need to choose between tradition and progress. It needs to blend them. That means development that respects heritage and preservation that doesn't hold back innovation. It means building smarter, not just bigger. The path forward. It starts with smart urban planning, designs that prioritize livability, accessibility, and historical context. Eco-friendly infrastructure is key too. Cleaner transport systems, greener buildings, and more public spaces that breathe life into the concrete. But none of this works without people. Real change happens when government action meets community voice. The citizens of Lahore, from vendors in the walled city to students in Gulburg, all have a role to play, because the future of Lahore isn't written in steel or stone, it's written in choices. Choices about what to save, what to build, and most importantly, how to stay true to what makes this city unlike any other. At this crossroads, Lahore has a rare opportunity to become not just a modern city, but a meaningful one. One that honors its roots while reaching for the sky. One that proves you can move forward without leaving your soul behind. Lahore is more than just a city. It's a living heartbeat, pulsing with centuries of history, vibrant culture, and the unstoppable spirit of its people. From majestic Mughal architecture to the aroma of street food, from the chaos of traffic to the quiet resilience in narrow alleyways, Lahore stands at a powerful intersection of past and future. It's a place of contrast, of color, of stories, and above all, of soul. If this glimpse into Lahore moved you, sparked your curiosity, or brought back memories, feel free to like, subscribe to NVL Travel Documentary, or share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. After all, every city has a soul, and every soul has a story worth telling. Thanks for traveling with us. Until the next journey.